Hey everybody, it's Randy Ray, the Literate Texan, and I got some interesting mail the other day. It's a gift I bought for myself. There's a company called, I don't know how you pronounce this, Divalis, but they sell these scratch-off posters with scratchers, and they usually have a list of 100 things on them, like top 100 movies, top 50 U.S. national parks, or all 63 U.S. national parks. The idea is they create these bucket lists, and you scratch them off as you complete them. So naturally, they have one that's supposed to be, according to the description here on Amazon, the top 100 books. The poster contains the best books of all time and genres. All tops are subjective, so we tried to add only books that are best rated, not only by one, but several sources. So that's what's in here, okay? So, this is going to serve, first of all, we're going to go through the 100 books and see how many of them I've read. But the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to evaluate the product itself. One of the things that I like about this, I bought these kinds of posters before, but this comes with its own little carrying tube. It doesn't just come wrapped in a piece of plastic. So you don't even need gift wrap for this. You could just put a tag on it and give it to somebody, because it doesn't say what's in it. Really, it just has the little thing there. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, it was $25. It wasn't horribly expensive. And let's see here. There's something in here. Okay, there's the poster that's in there. We can get it out. I'm trying to get this all on camera. But the poster's not all that's in there. Okay, so now it's empty. See, there's nothing left in there. But inside the poster, a little plastic device here. Come on, we're going to get you out of there. I'm going to tear this poster up before I've even scratched anything off. But it comes with its own scratcher. So you don't even have to find a quarter. You can just use the scratcher that comes with it. It looks like a guitar pick to me. It's really interesting. I'm going to take it out of here. It comes in one of these little plastic Ziploc baggies, like you used to put cocaine in, or sandwiches in. But anyway, so there was a little sandwich bag, and then there's another little sandwich bag inside the original one. And there's the little scratcher. You can see there. It looks like like I said, just like a guitar pick. I don't know what the little wooden thing is in there. Oh, it's a soft eraser. So I don't know why you would need an eraser. But it also comes with little tacks, so you can tack the poster to your wall. And then there's also a little cloth in here. I guess you'd wipe something off with it or polish it. I don't know. Whatever. The most interesting thing, of course, is the poster itself. So let's see what books they've listed here. So they're covering all types of books in all types of genres. So let's just unroll this thing here. Okay, so it's an attractive poster. Very classy looking with all the black and gold we've got going on here. But I will admit, I've already looked at the names of some of the books on the list. And it's interesting to me how they could put so much effort into creating such a good-looking product with such a odd list of the 100 best books of all time. So anyway, I'm just going to go through it row by row here. His Dark Materials is the first book on the list, which, that's great stuff. I don't know. Is it really one of the top 100 books of all time, though? I don't know. I haven't read it all the way through. I've read part of the first book in the series. Then there's the Da Vinci Code, which I feel pretty certain. I haven't read the Da Vinci Code, but I've read one of Dan Brown's other novels. I mean, he's not a very good writer. I don't know why that would be on a list of top 100 books, unless they're just trying to come up with a list of maybe top 100 popular books or something. I don't know. I'm going to take a pen and a notepad so I can keep up with this. Anyways, so far, I'm 0 out of 2 here. Lolita. Okay, now Lolita I can get with. Okay, that's a great book. I think most people would agree about that. So, it's very strange seeing it on the same list right next to the Da Vinci Code. The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner, I have not read. Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. Now, this is kind of a strange image for the Invisible Man, too, because if you look, you can see it's a little flying saucer. I think they're confused, because it's not The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. It's not a science fiction novel. I haven't read it. I'm aware of it. To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I have not read that. The Iliad and The Odyssey. I have read those. But I wouldn't consider them one book, but that's how they're listed here. So we're going to count them as one book. That's one way to do it, right? So far we've got 2. The Green Mile by Stephen King. That's not even the best Stephen King book, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've read The Green Mile. So I'm going to take credit for it anyway. And then The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. Yes, I've read that. I don't really have a problem with that being on the list. That doesn't seem like that out of choice. And then The Picture of Dorian Gray. Of course, I've read that too. So that's 5 out of 10 so far. Because the rows, I think there's 10 rows of 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's 10 rows of 10 here. So that's row number 1. Row number 2 has Night by Eli Wiesel. Yeah, I've read that. Boy, you can read that one in an afternoon too. That's a really great one. Rabbit Run by John Updike. See, now that's something that's odd to me too, because Rabbit Run is part of a series. And so his Dark Materials is listed as one book, and it's part of a series. Anyway, I don't like Rabbit Run, don't like John Updike. I'm not sure why it's on here, but I guess a lot of people think it's good. The Godfather, I have not read. All the King's Men, I have read. All the King's Men is actually one of my favorites. And I'm definitely due a reread for All the King's Men. I don't know how much attention I'm going to pay to this particular bucket list, though, because so far it seems like, well, and then Charlotte's Web. Okay, Charlotte's Web's great, but, you know, I'm not a little kid either. Heart of Darkness, I have not read. The Color Purple, I have read. In fact, Hannah was talking about The Color Purple today in one of her videos. The Color Purple's great, though. What a good, it was a good movie, too. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so that's a collection of short stories that I think everybody should read. If you haven't already read it, I don't know, when I was a kid, you couldn't hardly get away from The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, you know? Because, you know, there was some edition of it just on every shelf that you looked at. A Clockwork Orange, I've seen the movie but not read the book. Paradise Lost, I've read part of it in college, but I haven't read the whole thing. So far out of 20, I've read 11. 11 out of 20, I'm not doing too bad. All right, now I like this one. It's just listed Bible. Not the Bible, not the Old Testament, not the New Testament, just Bible. I can't say that I've read every word of the Bible, though, so I don't get to count that. But then there's The Lord of the Rings, which is great. The Red and the Black, I've read. Frankenstein, yes. The Little Red Book, the hell is that? By Mao Zedong or something. I don't know. This type is really small. Anyway, I haven't read The Little Red Book. I have read One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, though. I'm doing pretty good on this list, I feel like. Anna Karenina, I've not read. Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes, I've not read. Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, I've never even heard of that one. Gone with the Wind, I have a copy of, but haven't read. So that's 30. And so far, I've got 14 out of 30. 14 out of 30 is better than I was expecting to do, but we're not finished yet either, okay? So Pride and Prejudice, I hate to say it, but I haven't read it. The Divine Comedy, nope. Gulliver's Travels, nope. The Old Man and the Sea, yes. And then there's Hamlet. Of course I've read Hamlet. Surprise. 17, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Where are we at now? Hamlet, Fahrenheit 451. I hadn't read that either. I've read a lot of Ray Bradbury, but Fahrenheit 451 is not one of them, which is weird because a lot of people read Fahrenheit 451 in school. The Master and Margarita, I have a copy but haven't read it. Catch 22, I have not read. Oh, here's another brilliant one. Harry Potter. It just says Harry Potter. There's 7 books in the Harry Potter series. Which one are they even talking about? Probably talking about the whole series, but who knows? At any rate, I read a chapter or two of the first Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone, depending on which side of the pond you're on. And the writing was pretty bad, especially since I decided to read a chapter of The Lord of the Rings right afterwards. And when I realized how much care J.R.R. Tolkien has for the language as compared to J.K. Rowling, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to read Harry Potter. I'm just going to read The Lord of the Rings again. So I've never revisited Harry Potter, although I have seen 3 or 4 of the movies. They tell me they get better. The books and the movies both get better as you go along. I don't know. Everybody seems to like them. And then 1984, I've definitely read 1984. Not only did I read 1984, I read it in 1984. That was kind of a cool thing to do in 1984. So how many is that now? That's 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 40, 18 out of 40. I'm not doing terrible. Moby Dick, I have not read. The Three Musketeers, I have not read. Democracy in America, nope. On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection. Okay, so there's a nice long juicy title. You know, they could have fit Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on that line, because obviously they did it with this one. Haven't read it though. Slaughterhouse 5. Well, of course I've read Slaughterhouse 5. I'm a big Kurt Vonnegut fan. I've actually read all of Kurt Vonnegut's novels, believe it or not. Lord of the Flies, I've read it and didn't like it, which everybody seems surprised that I didn't like Lord of the Flies, but man, I just didn't like it. Winnie the Pooh, I've read, of course. That's 2 children's books on this list that strike me as odd that they're there. Wide Sargasso Sea, I have not read. Leaves of Grass, I've read some of it. In Search of Lost Time. Okay, so I think the preferred title now is Remembrance of Things Past, but I haven't read it. It's very, very long. I have started it though. So that's 50, and I've read 21 out of 50, so that's 42%. I'm not ashamed of these results, I'm gonna be honest. Although I think this list is this list is definitely suspect. Okay, so then I'm gonna go a little faster here. The Souls of Black Folk, nope. Light in August, nope. To Kill a Mockingbird, yes. And then, let's see here. It's gonna be fun scratching all these off, right? Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie, have not read. Huckleberry Finn I've read, and it's a favorite of mine too. Let's see here. The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby, along with To Kill a Mockingbird, are 2 of the books that I reread every year. Also, I added another book to my list of books that I'm going to start rereading every year. That's Lonesome Dove. Lonesome Dove was good enough to make the cut. A Passage to India, no. The Little Prince, no. The Age of Innocence, no. The Day of the Locust, no. I hadn't read any of those. Eminent Victorians, no. Mrs. Dalloway, no. I, Claudius, no. Although I've been meaning to read I, Claudius for a while. Three Comrades, no. Kim, I have a copy of Kim, but I hadn't read it yet. Song of Solomon, I haven't read. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I'm surprised they didn't just call that Narnia. But yes, of course I've read that. I'm also a big fan of C.S. Lewis. And all the Narnia books actually are really great. Where was I? Portnoy's Complaint, I've read that. I thought it was weird. Definitely need to read it again. I read it when I was really young. I'm probably old enough to understand it now. Interpreting Dreams, no. Middlemarch, no, but it's on my list. The Education of Henry Adams is one I've started 2 or 3 times but haven't read. I had a college history professor who told me that the Education of Henry Adams is one of only 10 books written by Americans that are worth reading. He was Jesuit educated. I don't know if that has anything to do with his snobbery about American books, but he was real serious about that. Death Comes for the Archbishop, but yeah, no, I never finished The Education of Henry Adams. Death Comes for the Archbishop, no. As I Lay Dying, no. The Golden Notebook, no. Animal Farm, a fairy story, no. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, no, but I did like the movie. Lord Jim, no. Goodbye to All That, no. The Varieties of Religious Experience, no. A Handful of Dust, no. We're getting close to the end now, and these books are becoming increasingly obscure, I think. The Affluent Society, no. War and Peace, no. Madame Bovary, I've read. Okay. Tropic of Cancer, no. Brave New World, yes. I loved Brave New World. Othello, yes. They got 2 Shakespeare plays on here. Good for them. 100 Years of Solitude. You know what? I don't think I finished it. I did read it, but I don't think I finished it. It was a long time ago. It's another one on my list of ones to read. Capital, no. The Prince, no. Confessions, no. Sons and Lovers, no. An American Tragedy, no. The Maltese Falcon, no. On the Road, no. But I did read The Dharma Bums recently. And if On the Road is anything like The Dharma Bums, I'm not interested in anyway. Go Tell It on the Mountain, no. The Autobiography of Malcolm X, no. The Second World War, no. In Cold Blood is on my shelf, but I haven't read it. For Whom the Bell Tolls, no, and History of the Peloponnesian War. No, that's 100 books, and I've only read 29 of them. So I don't know if I'm better read than I thought or worse read than I thought. I wasn't exactly sure where it was going to come from. Anyway, I don't know that I would recommend this particular product to you if you're buying a gift for a book lover, because that list of books is really strange to me. And there's no citation from where the list is derived or anything like that. I think there are probably a lot better lists than that you could find on the internet somewhere. But it is always kind of fun to look at something like this. But anyway, like I say, it's pretty enough. I hadn't scratched one of these off. I'm going to scratch one of these off just so we can see what it looks like before I let y'all go. And if you don't want to hang around for that, I understand. But it won't take me but a second, I don't imagine. If I can open this little sandwich bag. All right, I give up. I'm not going to scratch one off because I can't open the little cocaine bag. So, this has been the Literate Texan with a strange video, and I'm in a strange mood. But y'all stay hydrated. Thanks for watching, and stay sexy.